In the near term, right after this U.S. raid in Venezuela, the news is good. Countries are going to be very, very concerned about offending the United States. But in the longer term, if everybody fears an unpredictable, unconstrained United States, they're all going to work together to try to reduce American power. That's just not American adversaries who always want to do that. They'll be working with partners and allies who fear that they may be on the other end. For smaller countries like Iran, Cuba, they can imagine themselves in the same position that Maduro was in. They're going to be walking very, very carefully, trying not to offend the United States. Larger countries like Russia and China are thinking, how do we use this more strategically? How do we ensure the United States gets bogged down in Venezuela? How do we get potential American partners and allies to join our side, reducing and constraining American power? How do we use this moment to legitimize our own power grabs in our own neighborhoods? For countries like Brazil and India, the idea of having a more equal, equitable international order has long been on the agenda, and this in many ways turbocharges that effort. The fact that the Trump administration has had somewhat difficult relations with both Brazil and India gives further impetus to them to work not only with Russia and China, to work across the global south, to try to rein in the United States and get to this place where more countries have a greater voice and the United States has a lesser voice in how the world works. For a lot of US allies, they're already in a position that they sort of can't imagine. The United States talking about Canada being a 51st state, taking over Greenland, employing troops against Mexico, our largest trading partner. There's a sense that the United States is unmoored. I think partly it gets countries to hedge against the United States. That definitely means closer ties to China. It means that countries feel that they can't be so tied to the American future. The world doesn't need to be reminded of the fact the United States not only has tremendous power, it has capabilities no other country in the world has. The question is, where's American leadership? There are a lot of countries that have the same positive hopes for the future of Venezuela that the US government has. The question is, can you bring them to help build a better Venezuela, or do you keep them on the other side trying to constrain a United States that frankly just frightens them?